Veteran slain in duel here. Meador dies in revolver fight with J. L. Meade. Friday, August the 14th, 1936. Ex-policeman claims self-defense in shooting here early Monday. Youth shot through hand. Victim's sister dies. A revolver duel to the death was waged in the streets of Prestonsburg early Monday morning, almost was in the shadows of the Floyd County Courthouse. And Melvin J. Meador, 38 years old, ex-commander of Floyd Post, American Legion, and former game warden, fell dead as the firing ceased. His adversary, J. L. Meade, and that's standing for either Jim or James Lonnie Meade, 41 years old, former Prestonsburg policeman, was unscathed. 11 shots were fired from a distance of 35 or 40 feet in rapid succession. Besides the one bullet which took effect in Meador's neck, passing through the jugular vein, 2 of Meade's bullets struck 2 youths standing at the corner of the Baptist church, some distance away. One of the youths, Estill Hampton, suffered a flesh wound in his hand as he was lighting a cigarette. That was pretty lucky. And the other, Ollie Wallen, was grazed on the leg. The 2 men had been close friends, it was said. On the preceding day, Meador's sister, Miss Dick Patton of West Prestonsburg, was moved from the Paintsville Hospital, where she had undergone an operation for a growth on her neck, to her home. A taxi driven by Meade was called to Paintsville to bring Miss Patton home, but when it arrived there, another taxi had been hired and Miss Patton had been placed in it. Meade asked Patton to pay for the trip, and Patton promised to pay. Miss Dotson, owner of the taxi. Meade adding, it was said that he would garnish Patton's wages unless payment for the trip was made. Shortly before 6 o'clock Monday morning, Meade said a boy named Crum came to his home in West Prestonsburg with word that Meador wanted to talk with him, naming the underground crossing nearby as the meeting place. Meade told the youth that he was not dressed and asked that Meador come to the house. Meador then came onto the porch of the home, told Meade. He said, "My sister died last night and you killed her," warning Meade that if he was not gone within 15 minutes, he would kill him. Disclaiming any responsibility for the woman's death, Meade, after expressing regret that she was dead, replied, "This account continues that he would still be at home." Miss Meade said she begged her husband to come to the restaurant of her mother, Miss Dotson, in Prestonsburg. Soon afterward, Miss Meade sat in the taxi and her husband was outside the car near the sidewalk opposite Dotson's restaurant, talking to her. Meador came walking from 2nd Avenue toward him. And I can't find 2nd Avenue is, and I've lived here all my life. I'm guessing it's between 1st and 3rd Avenue, and 2nd Avenue no longer exists. Okay, it says, "Jim, I'm going to kill you," Meador called out, went a short distance away, and opened fire, Miss Meade said. Both men emptied their revolvers. Others near the scene of the shooting said they could not say which gun spoke first. And that's the first time I've ever heard a gunshot as being wrote as spoke. That both seemed to fire simultaneously, both of them, Meade and Meador. Meade said he fired in defense of his own life. Meador walked across the street firing. Meade fired from near the position he occupied when Meador appeared. Miss Meade and Joe Meadows crouched inside the car as the duel was fought. As Meador neared the curb on the opposite side of the street, near Moore's barber shop, he fell, dying almost instantly. Earliness of the hour at which the duel took place probably prevented further loss of life, as 9 of the 10 bullets fired went wild. 2 of Meador's bullets struck the post office building, one going through a window and one through a lockbox. One of Meade's bullets struck Sheriff M.T. Stumbo's auto and another the Baptist church building. Meador's last bullet stuck in the barrel of his revolver. He fired a .38-40 Colt, and Meade fired a .38 Special revolver. Miss Patton, who Meador evidently believed had died during the preceding night from shock or excitement, did not die until 5 o'clock Monday afternoon. Immediately after the shooting ended, Meade surrendered to Squire Collins, an officer who was standing nearby. He was released from jail Tuesday afternoon after executing a $5,000 bond. Miss Patton died at the Paintsville Hospital, whither she had been returned Monday afternoon, several hours following her brother's death. She had been operated upon August the 3rd for removal of a cancerous glandular growth. Dr. Paul B. Hall, head of the hospital staff, said, Dr. Hall told the Times he could not ascribe her death to any particular circumstances other than that a blood clot had formed on her brain after leaving the hospital Sunday. Bodies of both Mr. Meador and Miss Patton, who were brother and sister, were taken to the home of their parents, Mr. and Mrs. Doc Meador, in West Prestonsburg. Joint funeral rites were held for the brother and sister from the Pentecostal Church in West Prestonsburg Tuesday afternoon. The Reverend B. W. Kraft officiated. Both were buried under the direction of the E. P. Arnold Funeral Home in the same grave in West Prestonsburg Cemetery with members of the Floyd Post, American Legion, according to military honors to the veteran. Melvin J. Meador, a member of the regular army before the World War broke out, saw overseas service. He was well known throughout this county, and he had many friends. He was commander for the Floyd Post during 1934 and served as game warden in this county. Besides his parents, he is survived by 2 sons and 2 daughters, a brother, Harry Meador of Middle Creek, and 1 sister, Miss John Patton of McDowell. Miss Patton leaves her husband, 3 children, and a host of relatives and friends. And I don't know if they're buried in the same grave or not, but I found both of their headstones in the West Prestonsburg Cemetery.